Hey Aries, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your monthly general reading here. Let's get right into your meditation, shall we? Whoa. I saw, and I'm going to reference a couple of shows here. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen them. I shall explain. Because it's very much a message of, I was hearing Ed Sheeran's Lego House. I was seeing like some power couples here. I saw the image from a show called Outlander, where two characters, Claire and Jamie, are reunited. He's working at a print press in Scotland, and they're reunited after like years apart and against all odds, reunited, walking off into the sunset together. I then saw an image from a show, it's called Black Mirror, and it's an episode called Hang the DJ, where two people decide that they really must be together and to hell with what anyone else thinks or what happened to them as a result. And they take hands and they literally are the fool together, take a leap of faith off of the edge of this it's kind of hard to explain, but off the edge of this cliff, as it were. And as a result, they end up getting to be together because they were willing to risk losing it all just to be together. A bit dramatic, but that's what I saw in your meditation. So it does feel like there's an energy of connectedness, of union, of bravery, of risk and reward. It feels really, really nice. It feels sweet as well. So let's see what your animal energy is. Remember. Okay. This is really nice. Okay. So we have the camel here. So this is so nice. We also just had a blue moon, so I love that that's coming up here for you. You know, the camel energy equates to that of the temperance key from the tarot. Temperance is about balance, but it's also about soul reunions. So love that this is coming up for you. Like a connection like this comes along once in a blue moon type deal. You know what I mean? This also speaks of inner and outer balance and union, right? So this is also the recipe to attract towards you a like-minded soul or spirit. Whether this be someone that you want to help get your idea off the ground in a work context or romantic partnership, or you're looking to improve upon the partnership, romantic, or work that you already have. This is how you get there, from a place of temperance, from a place of balance. You know, also the camel always knows, very similar to the buffalo in this way, the camel always knows that it's always going to have what it needs. It doesn't matter if it goes a little bit without water. It knows that water is coming. That's why the camel is always mad chillin'. Draws from the water reserves within itself. It's like, I will always have what I need, right? And this is a beautiful energy coming up with you. I'm also being drawn back to the fact that both of these characters, you know, were together against all odds. But they had faith the entire time. And they were willing to risk loss in order to gain each other. This could be a theme for you guys this month. What are you willing to risk losing so that you can gain something else? Interesting. Okay. Let's see what's going on for you Aries. Ace of Wands, high passion, high intensity, high illumination, inspiration, fervor, passion. Remember, wands rule the realm of artistry, desire, and the actions that we take, right? The firefly also speaks of inspiration and illumination, like I said, but it's also this counter energy to the darkness. So this is like the light and the dark, two aspects coming together to create a greater whole. See where I'm going with this? Even the camel is white against this black background. And we're back with this balance, this yin and yang, this give and take, right? But this is high passion, high inspiration. This is feeling like you have that fervor and burst of energy that is propelling you forwards. That's really beautiful. A word of warning, though, or a little medicine here for you. Sometimes when this can come up, especially when it's shown with the firefly here, and then also going back to the camel, which is a message of practicing balance within and for yourself. Sometimes when we're in a Ace of Wands position, or we have that energy influencing us like you do for her, we can tend to do a little much and tire ourselves out if we don't balance it with self-care and rest. Okay? Or that could equate to getting your own needs met, so that you can turn around and help others achieve their needs as well, right? Part of being a good partner in whatever relationship that is, work, romantic, platonic, part of being a good partner is being good to yourself, right? Because you can only be as good to others as you are to yourself. And that is the truth. I also like that you came up here in your reading as your, penultimate energy within the wand suit of the ace here. It's very good. So this is Three of Pentacles. I'm really loving this so far. Do you see the mirror image of the long neck of the giraffe and then the length of the wand here? It really feels like you're extending, you're growing, you're expanding, you're reaching, right? Those two characters from Outlander, one of them literally crossed, like time traveled to be with her person. The others jumped off the edge of like a gridded matrix cliff. Like, it's really cool. It also feels like there's an element of taking a chance on yourself, taking a chance on what you love to do, taking a chance on who you love. There is an aspect here that feels like a chance that you're taking, but it also feels like a pretty, grounded bet. I want to say grounded as opposed to safe, right? Three of Pentacles traditionally is being compensated and rewarded and paid, honey, for what you uniquely are good at, right? Look at this giraffe. You cannot mistake a giraffe for any other animal. Well, same as a camel, actually. And, well, firefly, too. You cannot mistake a giraffe for any other animal. So you're being asked to embrace these unique and finer points of what makes you a unique individual, right? And that is the key. That is the key for you. Feels really nice. Also, the long neck of the camel here as well. It feels like there's an emphasis on the future or what's coming towards you, but in a good way. It's like you're planning ahead or thinking ahead. It's cool. Come out. Ooh. Ooh. The star. Look at this lighthouse. What's with this like elongation effect here? So the star, this is great love. This is wish fulfillment. This is happiness. This is intuition. This is everything. I want to point something else out too, and this feels rather pertinent. So everyone talks about like how great it is to get what you want and everything. What they don't talk about is what is on the other side of wish fulfillment. What wish fulfillment requires of us. Sometimes it requires sacrifice. Sometimes it requires change. Sometimes it requires sacrifice. This pearl here, right, in this oyster, this pearl is a defense mechanism that is created by grains trying to get into this oyster, and the pearl is formed in defense to keep this area clean and hygienic, right? And keep the invaders and invading forces out, as it were. I feel like there's an aspect here too where it's like, okay, wonderful. Oh, lighthouse and firefly too. Ooh. I do feel like there's an aspect too of a light in the darkness or illumination around aspects of yourself, your path ahead that are going to be illuminated for you at this point. It feels really, really good. And I do feel like it's pretty split, actually. I feel like for some of you, it's going to be, around the work that you do, because we can absolutely have a relationship with our work that is, just as involved, honey, as any romantic relationship is. And for others of you, this is really someone in your life that you are combining lives with and combining realities with and really forging off into the future together. And it feels really nice. And speaking of which, we have Six of Cups, which is soul connections. Six of Cups also speaks of a nostalgia of the past and memory and childhood. But I feel like with this Ace of Wands as well, this is someone in your atmosphere, in whatever context, you feel like you have known them a lot longer than you actually have. Okay. This is that point of like, whoa, I look at your face and I feel like I know you. I feel like I don't have to over-explain myself. There's just a natural kinship with this Six of Cups energy here. It's really beautiful, right? It's really, really beautiful. There's also an aspect of the Six of Cups with this childhood and children before things were complicated as well. I'm also going back to the camel energy, which is believing that you're always going to have what you need. And thus that is being the case. Children always believe that they're going to have what they need for the most part, as they should, right? Of course, there are children that don't. Don't get me started on the tragedy of that. But ultimately, children are in the now moment, right? This with the Ace of Wands. You are inspired. You are excited. Also, look at these stars here, and you got the star key as well. And the blue moon. There's just an aspect of this that just feels very much at home and excited and like there's great hope for the future. It's really nice. Really lovely. Okay. Three of Pentacles. Oh, Six of Pentacles. Equal give and take. Reciprocity. Receiving just as much as you give in an equal measure. What was I just saying with the Six of Cups? This is a situation where it's like, wow, I feel seen, I feel understood, I feel appreciated. If this is in a work context, you are doing work or in a work situation where you are like seen for how good you are and for what you bring to the table, uniquely bring to the table, right? Because this can indicate, teamwork as well. But this is also being a benefactor to those around you that could really benefit from your wisdom, your experience, your generosity, your advice, your counsel, your time, your presence, right? This can also speak to, again, of a relationship that just feels like, wow, really equally weighted and balanced. Really beautiful, Aries. Beautiful. Star. Yeah, you guys are doing something real right. The Magician. All these wands and staffs. So with this Star and this Magician, I feel like you're being offered an opportunity here. So traditionally speaking, the Magician is about first identifying and then using all the tools at your disposal to manifest a life that you desire, a life that you want, right? But first you have to identify those tools and then learn how to use them, right? And before you do that, you got to get clear on what it is you want and where you're going. I feel like you're doing that. I feel like that's a lot of what you're coming into with this month with, right? You're being illuminated around what you actually want, where you want to be, who you want to be with the kind of partner you want to be, so on and so forth. It just feels like illumination and clarity. Right? It also feels like great hope and love. There's a lot of magic here too. The Magician and the Star, I feel like your intuition is at play here too. I feel like you're very much following a feeling. You're very much following your intuition. And you're in a place where I keep feeling it. It's like this great hope for the future. Great hope for the future. I'm hearing a line from Harry Potter. I feel like I'm going to butcher it, but Dumbledore says something that it's like, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if only you remember to turn on the light. I feel like that's what this is. You have some light going on here, and it's really illuminating your path forward. It's really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. You've got some good people or person around you, honey. That is for sure. I feel it. Really, really good. All right. Let's go ahead and get an oracle for you guys. Yeah, I feel like a question for you too. I feel like this work aspect is twofold. I feel like on one hand, you're being asked to consider your relationship to the work that you do, but you're also being, the beloved here, you're also being asked to consider, your relationship to your self-work, right? Areas of improvement, how you feel about your past, what you want moving forward. There's something about this Three of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles. Maybe considering what aspects of your life are equally balanced and which aren't. Feels really good. Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool. Ooh! I feel like this is for you too. Good. Okay. So we got this smoky mirror here with Buddha in the center. This is pretty great. Here's why. First of all, the smoky mirror speaks of how we see things, right? It speaks of reflective surfaces, kind of like with this star key a little bit. Reflective surfaces, smoky mirror. This is about, are you seeing things through a lens of gratitude, abundance, balance, and faith? Are you seeing things through a lens of your past trauma, shadow, fears, and doubts? Right? That's the question that this card elicits. You're being asked to allow yourself clarity around your energy this number. Allow yourself to embrace, listen, there's a source of inspiration and passion moving forward. There's the Six of Cups energy, Three of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, the work that you do, equally weighted and balanced relationships and work that you're compensated for, great hope, love, wish fulfillment that you are manifesting, moving forward from a place of balance and strength and belief that you are always going to have what you need and everything is going to work out in your favor. I do feel like there may be moments here with this smoky mirror where you have naysayers. I don't necessarily feel this is going to come from you. It might. Listen, we all have our moments. But ultimately, I feel like this might be people around you, family, friends, that be looking at your situation and going, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to go there? Is this the right climate for that? Is this the right market for that? Is this the right time? Is this the right way? So I feel like this is an advice about, maybe keeping to yourself some of these things, ideas, developments, and let them gestate within your own energy before exposing them to the energies of others. Because even though they be well-meaning, you're still going to be affected by their thoughts and opinions. And it can still, kind of put a damper on where you are. I also want to point out to you that, and this is no shade, but sometimes, and especially with the energies as they have been this year and with everything going on, it can be difficult for others to be truly happy for you, even though they love you very much, when they themselves are having trouble finding the light in the darkness. It is not your job to provide the light. They must do that for themselves. Also the message of Buddha here too, in a way. Okay? So think about, disallowing any outside influence to rain on your parade and what you feel and know to be true for you. Okay? And again, practice balance. Feels really, really important. Don't overexert yourself. Practice balance and temperance and rest and spend time with and for yourself as well as enacting and, whatever this new path is ahead. And you have magic. I mean, you have the magic with the magician. You have number 6. I'm going to say it. 6 has come up for you a few times. 6 feels quite pertinent. 6. Yes, the magic. This is about manifestation. This is about not having to see it to believe it, but understanding that by believing it, thus you will see it. Believing it to see it, not seeing it to believe it. Believe it to see it, right? This is really, really beautiful here. You know what I'm really drawn to? You know how you had the smoky mirror here? And then it kind of looks like there's a veil here. I do feel that there's an energy of waiting or needing or wanting to be patient around whatever this is as well. There's no need to rush. There's no need to hurry. Appreciate where you are and where you're going. Truly enjoying the journey and appreciating the journey for what it is over the destination or the returns or the dividends or the paycheck or whatever this is for you. It feels really, really important to say. And understanding that connecting in with the magic of ourselves in life is also opening ourselves up to really suspending our disbelief, right? Suspending our disbelief and being open to the true magic and miracles of the world and of our own experience. Remember, and again, I do feel like there might be moments, but I do feel like it's outside influences. Like I do feel like it's advice or stuff you see on social media or the news that might come in and dampen your spirit a little bit and even maybe shake you a bit. Where you're like, oh God, maybe I'm not right to feel like I'm going in the right direction. Maybe I'm not right to feel like everything feels really good. I feel like things are going to be really good coming up here, right? There is a bit of a message around this. Temper your reactions with others or your exposure to energies that are counterproductive to your own. I'll put it that way. Okay, Aries? All right, this was your general reading. I so hope that this helped and resonated with you. If so, please do let me know in the comments below. I absolutely love reading your comments. I really, really do. And with that being said, just thank you. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.